Why are the Assamese in the game? Or Assamese or whatever? This question has really pondered me, I guess is the word, ever since the cultures was added in NRS or Nationwide Simulator. Why? Now let's look at where the Assamese in their province. They're in Assam, northern province bordering Bhutan and Tibet. Perfect. They're between China and India. Now, the province of China, they're conservative, which is a typical thing for, all of Asia right now. But, in the game, but for the culture, 67% of the Assamese are in that province, 20% Bengali, 3% Indian, 0.99% Siamese. Now, let's look at where they're related to. By Google, it says they are a Tibetan Burman people, right? Considering they have no relation to Nepal, because they're Tibeto-Burman, so they're from Tibet and Burma, related by people, they usually, always, in every single Nationwide Simulator game I've seen, they've always rebelled to Nepal. Because, why? The unrest that builds up. Do you know why the unrest builds up? The different cultures, and the fact that when you play India, it sucks. So, they always rebel to Nepal. And I've never seen them rebel to Bhutan. Why? First of all, the Assamese have no flag, so they can't become independent. Like we know all the other minorities, except for the Buryats and one of the other ones that are here. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? It's one of the other minorities that are here. They can't get freedom. But the Assamese can't get freedom either. But somehow, they always rebel. Now my thing is, why add this group, that doesn't actually do anything in the game, except for it helps you with immigration, but otherwise you can't play as a nation. You can't actually. It's not really important for any other part, even when China has it or anything like that. The British, they don't care about India, right? By playing the British Raj, you really can't garrison all this stuff. You just really can't garrison it. But why are the Assamese, every time they rebel, why are they in the game? Well, let's consider the fact that they're their own culture, I think the dev wanted to add, okay, let's have some diversity, when it comes to the culture update, but they don't have an importance. The same thing why I get angry over the Buryatia one. Buryatia, they don't have a flag here. They can't become independent. The Assamese can't become independent. They're just, there's a culture that's put onto the game when they can't become independent. Where's the other country? You can find it. This no. It's some province. No. But they can't become independent. They can't get freedom. So why does it matter that they're in the game, right? What can they do? Here it is, Bashkortostan. Guess what? They can't get independence at all. It's its own culture. Bashkirs, 125,000. That number. They can't get independence. They're not, a country. They can't get independence either. So that's like my point. Why do you add Assam or the Assamese when they can't get independence? When they can't do anything in the game except for be attracted by immigration to somebody's country. Same thing with Baratia. Same thing with them, Bashkirs. But same thing with the Aromanians. They're somewhere in Serbia, maybe in the middle, I think. But the Ottomans, I think, are one of the religious groups. I don't know. They are where they should be somewhere here, maybe later on. Right here. So there's some reason in the game, they're a minority, a really small minority in the game, but they have no real significance. They're not anywhere on the map here. They're not anywhere here. It's just a certain amount of people, right? They can't get independence. So what is their point in the game? Just to sit there, look, I'm sitting here, at least that Venice can get independence. They were at it. The Swabi here, the Sorbians can get independence. That's perfectly fine. But when you have just these things that are added that are really cool, actually, the culture update was pretty cool when you look at it, especially when here. Look at how diverse that is when it comes to Europe and all the minorities that are in here, especially in Spain or especially Turkey. Literally. Here, Buryatia, the Tuvans, here, Tuvan. They even have their own people. They can make their own country. But even Yakutia has their own nation. You know, and they have independence. And all the minorities in China, they have their own independence too. And there's no other other groups that are like the Assam or like the where to go, where to go, where to go, or like the where to go, stop, or like where's that? The Bashkars. They don't have independence, or the Buratians, which are their own ethnic group. Why don't they have independence? That's my question to you. Or why do you think that they shouldn't have independence? Or why do you think they're added to the game even though they have really no use at all? They don't really play a role in the game. You know, I can add Superman to a Marvel game. You know, but what is Superman gonna do? You have the Hulk, you have Doctor Strange, you have Iron Man, you have the one above all, you have every superhero who is perfect. But you add somebody that's not gonna do anything in the game. Another example, if Superman doesn't work perfect for that, why is the Squirrel Girl in Marvel? What is her importance at all? Or why is a background character? Why would ever a background character in a movie become a main character or be important to that movie at all? Guess what? They would never be, right? So my thing is, why add these things that don't really affect the game and don't affect the playability of the game? I love Nature Simulator, but it's just me pointing this out. Like every other minority, mostly, except for the Armenians that I know so far, the Bashkars, the Buryatians, and the Assamese. Why don't they have a nation? Why don't they have a core? Why don't they have anything? I don't think it shows up. Okay, it's just over there. But primary cultures, they're under here. They don't, they're under there. See? So they don't have, and they don't have a core either. India has a core, but they're on their, but they're their own people. 67% of the population in the province. Think about it. Hope you guys did enjoy though. If you like what I talk about, or if you didn't like what I talk about, put in the comments. Just don't argue. Don't get too violent. I guess discuss, debate, whatever. But this is me giving my opinion. It's like, why would you add an update that is really good in the idea, but doesn't really affect anything, and it's really just a waste because these people don't have independence in the game. They don't really matter when it comes to people actually playing the game, because you can't do anything if you play Assam or if you play India and you try to free Assam. You can't. You really can't. So hopefully they can add that or look into it. I hope so. I hope so. But I'm gonna add it here. Take the video as you will. This is not hating on the developer or whatever. This is even my opinion. My total full opinion is if you make Assam or Buryatia or the Aromans their own independent core, that would be literally perfect. And guess what? That would add to the diversity and the quality of what the game could be. We can have, Buryatia rise up. We can have the Bashkars rise up. We can have rebellions that make the Russian Civil War even more messy. Or we can have Assam be able to rise up instead of just be able to rise up, get their unrest to 100%, and then go over to Nepal. Even though India is literally going to collapse later. So they wouldn't be able to build their own empire. That would be a perfect idea. Assam rebels, build your own empire. Perfect. Hope you guys enjoyed though. Bye bye, and don't play British India ever in any games. See you guys.